So I've been thinking about the hardtop on the 2025 Jeep Gladiator, and really this applies to any Jeep Gladiator with a hardtop, which I think is a majority of them. And I wonder, why does Jeep even put a hardtop on the Gladiator? I mean, one of the supposed most popular features or reasons why people buy the Jeep Gladiator is because of the open air concept, right? You can take everything off and drive around like it's an open air convertible. But let's be honest, how many people out there actually ever take the whole top off of the Jeep Gladiator, particularly this section, the back section, the big section? It's the heavy section, right? I mean, obviously it's easy to take the freedom panels off. They're a little cumbersome, but anybody can do it. The problem with the bigger section or the back section is, well, there's a couple actually. First of all, how do you get it off? And I don't mean functionally, it's just held on by a few bolts. It's pretty easy. Jeep even gives you the tools to do that. But once you have everything disconnected, you can't really lift it off by yourself. I mean, you could muscle it off, but chances are you're gonna drop it, bang into something, maybe bust the glass in the back. I mean, don't forget, this top has a glass rear window, right? And if you contort it enough or slam it into anything, you're gonna break this, and that's really gonna ruin your day. So you have to have two people to get this thing off. Not a big deal. I mean, most of us could round up another body to be able to lift it off. But once you do that, what are you gonna do with it? I mean, are you just gonna sit it in the middle of the floor in your garage? And if you have a two-car garage like I do, that means that wherever it is sitting is no longer going to be able to be used to pull the Jeep in. For instance, if you leave the top off and it starts to pour down rain outside, what are you gonna do? Well, you're gonna hurry and try to throw a tarp or something over it. That's what you're gonna do. Now, in my case, of course, I do have the lift. I suppose I could put the lift down, put some boards across the opening because I don't know that it would fit across. It probably would. Put it on the lift and then raise it up in the air. But how many people have lifts in their garage? And honestly, I didn't put this lift in here. It came with the house. Would I have bought a lift after the fact? I don't know. Maybe. They are kind of handy. But anyway, where are you going to store it? And let's go back to getting it off. Of course, there are devices out there, hoists, that you can hook to the top to kind of jack it up a little bit to pull it off. And honestly, I think that's probably the best way to do it. And then once you have it off, usually those hoists are on wheels, they have to be. You can wheel it somewhere, lower it to store it. I wouldn't leave it suspended in the air. Should the jack or the hoist let go and it fall down, then you're breaking that window again. There is another option for me because I do have the lift, even though the lift isn't really designed to lift from the bottom, but I could rig it so I could pull the Jeep Gladiator in backwards, turn it around, and then have some ropes or boards or something coming off of the lift, and then go ahead and just raise the lift up a little bit, just enough to clear the Jeep Gladiator and then pull it out. And then I could lower it to the ground and, as I said, either leave it sit in the middle of the garage or have somebody help me put it up on top, raise it up and get it out of the way. But I think a much better solution would be to have a soft top, to get rid of the hard top altogether. Now, I did this years ago on a Jeep Wrangler. I had a hard top, and for this same reason, after I had taken the top off a few times and wrestled with trying to stow it somewhere, I took the hard top off and I sold it to somebody, which was great for me. I think I got about 1,500 bucks out of that top, something like that. So it more than paid for the soft top that I put on that Jeep Wrangler. So I'm thinking maybe the same thing needs to be done with the Gladiator. Some sort of a soft top to replace the hard top permanently. Something like what is similar or what is, I guess, standard on most Jeep Wrangler two-doors. that I could simply unlatch from the front up here somewhere. It would have to latch in, obviously. Maybe it would replace everything across the top. I guess it probably would. And then it would latch up here so that it could either be folded back to have the same functionality as the Freedom panels give me now. You could drive around with just the front area open, or all the way back and bunch up back here somewhere, probably right across the top part of the back of the bed or the front of the bed, and have a fully retractable top to be able to enjoy that open air feel in the Jeep Gladiator. Now, I do know, of course, that some Gladiators come with the soft top, although I see very few. I may have only seen, I'll bet you, less than 5 of them on the road since I got my first Jeep Gladiator, which was back in 2020. That's like 5 model years, right? I know they're out there, but people just don't buy them for some reason. I'm not sure why, and I don't know if it's because they're not being given the correct information as to what it really takes to remove a hard top from the Jeep Gladiator. I'm not sure. Expense-wise, I would expect a soft top for the Gladiator to be somewhere in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, something like that. And I arrive at that number because the Sunrider soft top that you can get for just the front part, which I'm contemplating doing actually, if I didn't do something with the whole top. But anyway, that part now, I believe, is upwards of $1,000 itself. So if you go with something that's gonna take the place of the whole top, you've got to be in that probably even closer to $3,000 range, I bet, something like that. But wouldn't it be much nicer, and I think it would, if I had the ability to just throw the top back and go for a ride? And I wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, when I bought this Jeep Gladiator, they didn't have any soft tops on the lot. They had several Gladiators, but there wasn't one soft top. I guess I need to do a little research, or somebody leave a comment down below. Is Jeep still building the Gladiator with a soft top? In other words, a top that you can get as an option. You know, I know they even used to have an option where you could buy one that had a soft top underneath the hard top, so that you had the choice and could remove the hard top and just run with the soft top. Obviously, that would be for weather concerns, because that probably is my biggest fear, is taking the hard top off, which is not easy to get on. You don't have it with you when you're out driving around, and having some massive rainstorm pop up and flood out the interior of my Gladiator. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Particularly, 1, if you happen to have the soft top, or 2, do you ever remove the top on your Jeep Gladiator? And what do you do when it rains? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.